Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Matt with the DPI podcast. We've got a special show for you tonight. We've got Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel live at Disneyland. We're going to do news. We're going to do a top three. We've got a lot going on, so hang with us. We're going to have a fun show. Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome to Disney Planning Insights. Through creative content and live shows, we explain the hidden details of the Disney experience so that our clients can execute memorable adventures. Together with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, we have helped hundreds of clients plan, book, and prepare for magical Disney vacations. Let our experience help you avoid common planning mistakes and maximize the enjoyment on your next Disney trip.
Mark.
Hey, what's going on? It's Matt with the DPI podcast. We have a lot of fun for you tonight because we've got Peter over on the other screen, and he is sitting in New Orleans Square over at Disneyland California. So we are going to get over to him, and we are going to talk a little bit about what's going on over there, things that he's been able to do and what he's looking forward to doing while he's spending some time out there. And then we've got some more news, notes, top three. We've got a lot of fun stuff today, so go ahead and get into it. So let me bring on Peter with Princesses and the Mouse. Mr. Salvadori, how you doing?
Well, I mean, I'm really trying to get my, there we go. I think that's pretty good. Doing really well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm going to play with your audio a little bit here. You're kind of in and out with all the background music. So,
there is live jazz music going on approximately 100 feet away from me.
So let's tell everybody where you're at, because you're getting yourself a sandwich out in California. So right now, it's about 4:15 out there?
4:15.
4:15 out there, sweet. And where are you at?
Yeah. Well, I am in, as you said, New Orleans Square. So there's a drinking fountain kind of right by me, and I don't want to throw these people straight on camera. So hold on, let me pick up and move slightly. See, there's the people. So here's where we are. And if you go just kind of like just that way, you have Pirates of the Caribbean. And if you go just that way, come on, camera, I believe in you. I don't believe in you, camera. You get Haunted Mansion. And then just past Haunted Mansion is where here's Galaxy's Edges. So once I get done with my dinner here, I was planning on heading over to Galaxy's Edge, and looks like Oga's Cantina is about a 15 to 20 minute wait right now. So I was going to go in there because there are 2 or 3 kind of special things. Oh, this is kind of cool. Check this out. They are raising one of the light platforms that are used in the nighttime spectacular.
There you go. And you've got the riverboat coming by.
Yeah, there's 2. So here's what's great about land. There are 2 boats. One of them is very, very similar. For those of you that have been to Disney World, you will see that this is very, very similar to the one that is the there, excuse me, in Liberty Square in Magic Kingdom. But then there's a second one, and if it goes by while we're still talking, I'll switch back the camera, because there's a second one that looks very much like a pilgrim vessel that you would expect to see. It's called the Columbia, and it is rigged like an old sailing boat. So,
okay.
Yeah, really cool.
Like an old tall ship?
I expect it to be around. Actually, I see it pulling in right now. So here, we can get a better view in a little bit, but I can see it coming around the bend. We'll give it a moment. Let's talk for a little bit, and then I'll say, hey, see, here's that other boat I was talking about.
Yeah. So, couple of different things that were released as far as what's going on at Not So Scary. So we'll get into the news a little bit. I'll go ahead and hit the news timer. That way we've got at least a timer on us, and then we'll kind of go from there. But a couple of things with the news this week. We've got some times as far as Not So Scary goes, and they're very similar to the times that we're used to. So the parade they're going to do at 9:15 and at 11:15. The fireworks at 10:15. They haven't released the show schedule yet for the villain show that's on the castle stage. So be things like that going on around the park, but they are starting to release some of that stuff. And then on top of that, at Epcot, a lot of the signage is going up for food and wine now, so we're going to start seeing kind of the menus coming to fruition and that kind of stuff over at Food and Wine. Now, Disneyland has a thing very similar to Food and Wine. And I just lost him. So Disneyland has something that's very similar to Food and Wine, and that is the Taste of California. So when Peter comes back, you can see the difference in my screens right now, which is pretty drastic. But Disneyland has a very similar thing that they do for a much shorter time. It's only for a couple of weeks. But once it comes back on, it's pretty cool, and it does a very similar thing. Thought I lost you there for a second.
Well, apparently, I took my AirPod out very briefly because a server came by to ask me if I needed anything. And apparently, taking your AirPod out when on a Teams call means completely leave the Teams call. Now I know.
There you go. So I was talking about Food and Wine. The other thing that started happening today, and we had talked about it a little bit last week, was cast member previews for Journey of Water started today. A mojito?
Mint julep, because I'm in New Orleans.
Ah, there you go.
Anyway, we did talk about cast previews for Journey of Water.
Yeah, they started today. So there were cast members inside the Journey of Water playing with the water features today. They had their very special cast member tags on to identify that they could go in. So that gives us a pretty good timeline, because usually when we have that start, we're about 6 weeks out from the soft open to the public, which would put that right at the beginning of September, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, that's not a big surprise. I think that's exactly what we were talking about.
That is exactly what we were talking about.
Not So Scary Foodie Guide came out. Came out yesterday, and some new stuff on it. New ice cream sandwiches on it. 2 new ice cream sandwiches on it. Lots of fun treats. Disney Food Blog always does a good job, and the Disney Parks blog does the foodie guides. So if you go over to Disney Parks blog, and we got Peter. He's eating right now. So
sorry. Well, no, there was a server came by. I filled it up, but then my actual server, he had done sort of an Arnold Palmer with it, put a little iced tea in the mint julep just to get a little caffeine. So now I have a mint julep and an Arnold Palmer mint julep. So I just turned to him and said, "Don't worry, I'll drink them all." That's what's going on here.
So some of the highlights that Disney Parks blog pulls out is the apple fritter milkshake, the tombstone tart, that mummy treat, Queen of Hearts slushy, Witch's Cold Brew, zombie fingers. So lots of cool treats. You can check those all out over on the Disney Parks blog. Just go to Disney Parks on Twitter and you can find it from there. Twitter's like freaking me out with this X logo. So
can't tell you. I spent a lot of time on Twitter, so I didn't really notice.
Disney Cruise released a brand new pop deck party coming to the Disney Dream this summer, and it is going to be called Mickey's Color Spin. And it is going to be a dance party on the Dream during their Norwegian cruises. So European cruises on the Dream this year. Disney Vacation Club members can save 20% on Walt Disney World VIP tours for a limited time.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, so that's an interesting.
Today.
That's interesting. So I know in the past, like, Disney Visa card members had gotten like 10% off of the VIP tours and the Adventures by Disney stuff. Has that always been a thing for Disney Vacation Club as well?
I've never gone to book a VIP tour, so I couldn't tell you, but it would make sense if it is. So it could just be that it's a little higher discount than normal.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, you've done, like, the behind the scenes and that kind of stuff, so, and those are considered...
Yeah, there's a discount on that.
Yeah, those are considered part of the VIP tour program, so...
Yeah. So I would assume it applies to the hourly people in the plaid jackets.
So let's talk about a little bit what you're doing out in Disneyland. So you're not out there actually to go to Disneyland. This just happened to be a nice perk for being out there. So what have you been able to do today?
How can you say that I'm not out here to be in Disneyland when I'm literally sitting in Disneyland?
That is not the...
Correct. That is not the prime reason why I'm out here. I'm going to spend 8 of the next 10 days standing at an outdoor natatorium. Oh, here you go. Here's a really nice shot of this. The ship just left the little dock.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So, like I said, kind of cool, neat little other ship here. Let's see, what have I done today? I have ridden the Incredicoaster. I ate at Pim's Particle Lab, or Pim's Test Kitchen. That's what it is. I went on Web Slingers. I went on Radiator Springs Racers. I went on Mission Breakout. And I think that's it. Now I'm over in Land. Having this food here, and I went on the new Snow White Enchanted Journey or something like that.
Snow White's Enchanted Tale, yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Completely redone. Instead of a dark, scary ride that people said was too intense for little kids, it's much in the very the thing I can most liken it to is the cave scene during Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Mixed in with, similar story elements like what Peter Pan and Winnie the Pooh and all of them do.
Yeah.
Just to give you a sense. Web Slingers is crazy. It's basically Toy Story Midway Mania. Yeah, but you sit in this vehicle that's got 4 seats, and this, screen comes down. And then instead of having a gun or anything, you literally just sit here like this, and it shoots out of your hand. It's like on the screen. It's wild.
So you said a screen comes down. So do you feel like the car vehicle moves any?
Oh, the car moves. Yeah.
Okay.
But not as because Midway Mania can be a little bit whippy when you go around the transitions, and this was very smooth. Going around the transitions from scene to scene. But again, very similar in terms of the ride of you move from scene to scene to scene in this journey, and you're scoring points based on how many of these spider robots that you kill. And it's crazy because, it's like motion sensing your hands, and that's how you're aiming, is just sitting here going like this.
Does it have the same? Did you do the pre-show and everything? Does it have the same Peter Parker pre-show, where he's kind of
where he shows you his little spider bot, and then shows how it can replicate itself, and then it goes over replicating, and
Yes.
yeah, all of that, great
Nice.
fun. Yeah, really, really strong ride. Radiator Springs Racers, always fun. It is essentially Test Track, but like if it and Test Track got in a fight, it would whoop Test Track's ass. Like, Test Track wouldn't even stand a chance. It would look like, have you ever seen that video of that lady that said she was an MMA fighter that got absolutely like destroyed in 7 seconds by an actual MMA fighter?
Yes.
Go watch that video. That would be the fight between Radiator Springs Racers and Test Track.
You sent me something about Rogers the Musical. Were you able to do that, or is that later?
I didn't know I did it. I even picked my seat beautifully because it was right at the front of a balcony where I could perfectly put my GoPro on its mount and like put it off the side of the balcony. And then a cast member came and yelled at me like right as the show started, of course. I had literally had it poised there ready to record for the 10 minutes prior to the show. But as the show started, she comes over and goes, "You can record, it just has to be on this side of the balcony and you have to be holding it." So then I ended up having to hold the thing for a 35-minute show because I didn't have time to try and figure out some other type of way to prop it there. So that was very annoying. Plus the camera was going to move quite a bit in the show. But really great. It really was. I was, not that I was surprised, but like it was really, really well done. I enjoyed all of the pieces. Towards the end, it kind of chronicles the idea that, you know, he goes back in time to get that date with Peggy and, you know, Agent Carter. So it was really good. It was a good show.
Is it kind of in tune with what was it at the beginning of Loki that they did that show? No, Hawkeye.
In terms of
that they did that Rogers the Musical show. It was like the very first episode of Hawkeye. That
awesome, thank you.
that they did this stage show, and it was like,
look at this bad boy.
Uh-oh.
This Monte Cristo is in serious trouble, viewers.
So no, that's cool. I'm excited to see that. You know, kind of sucks that, you know, and I think they do that on purpose sometimes. Like when we were in Paris, I had my camera set up on the tripod as we walk into the theater.
Yeah.
And they don't say anything. Past cast members don't say anything. And then, like, right before the curtain's about to go up, they're like, "We would like you not to record this show." And it's like, there were like 30 people that could have told me before.
Right.
And now I'm trying to tear this down not to look like a jerk in this show. So.
Right.
But
it's
nope.
it's like sometimes they do sit there and go, "Ha, I'm gonna tell them at the worst time."
What'd you think about Pim Kitchen?
It was good. I got the Pim Strami sandwich, Pimini sandwich. It was a Pimini sandwich. I think it was like ham and salami and really good. And the bread was like toasted to the point where it was like crunchy. Oh, it was so good. That was my, we'll call it a lunch.
There you go.
Because it was out like 11:30 here, which is really like 3:30 at home, or 2:30 at home.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here running on fumes because I woke up at 4 a.m. Eastern time to get on my first flight.
Did you have the good old, well, at 4 a.m., that means you had like a 7:20 out, right?
No, 6:15.
So you were cutting it.
No, I was sitting outside my gate 30 minutes before I boarded. Carry-ons and TSA pre-check, baby.
There you go.
I
There you
can get out of a car and be at a gate in 15 minutes.
What are you looking forward to most while you're out there, the couple days you're going to spend at land?
Yeah, well, I've already done quite a bit of it. I do want to see the new nighttime show. I also do want to see World of Color because I'm sure it's changed since I saw it umpteen years ago. I really did do a solid job at taking down California Adventure a bit today already. So I might change my park reservation because my park reservation is for California Adventure again when I come back on Sunday. But yeah, the rest of the stuff I'm looking forward to, I'm about to go do. I'm going to go check out Galaxy's Edge and see how it kind of compares to Worlds, and check out Ogo's Cantina and have the few things that are on this menu that aren't on the World menu, and nighttime shows. And
you got to check out Runaway Railroad out there too.
Yeah, I actually, that's actually probably where I'm going to go first. From here, I'm probably going to go over to Toontown and see what it looks like now, and probably ride the Roger Rabbit, and then maybe Mickey and Minnie to see if it's any different. And then make my way into Galaxy's Edge. Because that's the cool thing about, so Galaxy's Edge here has like 3 different entrances. So
there you go.
It's funny, they're basically in the same spots as Worlds. At least the 2 of them. 2 of them are basically in the exact same spot as Worlds are. So we'll see how it looks.
There you go. There you go. You going to do a top 3 with us tonight?
Sure, man.
All right. I'm going to hit the button then. Business trip.
Did the people move around?
It does tingle a little bit. Hey, it's top 3 time. It's Matt with the DPI podcast. Over on the other screen is Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, and he is live at Disneyland tonight, mowing down on a Monte Cristo. So, all right, if you've been with us before on top 3, well, thank you very much for coming back. If you haven't been here before, Peter and I are going to tackle a category that's randomly drawn tonight. We're going to give ourselves about 20 seconds to figure out what our top 3 of that category are, and then we'll let you guys know. Give us your top 3 in the comments for category number 4 tonight. Number 4. And category number 4 is not going to come up because my screen's too small. There we go. Ah, okay. This is one that you're going to have a lot of different selections on. It is your top 3 fur character meet and greets.
Fur?
Fur.
Like apple bottom jeans?
Yeah, the boots with the fur. The
Okay.
characters with the fur.
Okay.
Okay? You got it?
Okay. Yeah.
You got 20 seconds.
Planning your first trip and getting overwhelmed by all the details? Planning your next trip and just want some new suggestions on things you haven't tried? Contact me at Princess and the Mouse Travel, and I'd love to work with you planning your next trip to the most magical place on earth.
You can contact Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel. My kids get a kick out of this, but I constantly lose my water. It's like I have no clue where I set it. Like I'll go to the bathroom, it'll go with me into the bathroom and it doesn't come out of the bathroom. I'll go fold clothes and it won't make it out of the laundry room. I just look to get a drink of water in that little break and I don't have my water bottle here. So,
Are we live? Are you telling that to everybody?
Yeah. So, we're live. We're live.
Okay.
This is number 3. Category tonight, top 3 fur character meet and greets. Peter, go ahead and lead us off.
All right. Yes, I will. I am going to start with, actually, I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit. Well, not really, but I'm going to start with the character dining,
Okay.
and I am going to talk about Hollywood and Vine in the afternoon and evening. So the reason why I'm calling this a fur meet and greet is normally when you walk into Hollywood and Vine, the first character that greets you is Goofy, and he is normally kind of right out front, and you greet him, and then as you dine, you get Mickey and Minnie and some others. But what's awesome about Hollywood and Vine is that depends on the time of the year, the costume of the characters change because it is Minnie's seasonal dine at Hollywood and Vine. And so I really enjoy that as a fur character meet and greet because of just the fact that you could go 6 different times throughout the course of the year and get 6 different outfits throughout the course of the year, which I think is unique and special and kind of cool. Plus the food is really good over there at Hollywood and Vine. So that's going to be my number 3, meeting Goofy as I check in for my reservation and come into the restaurant for Hollywood and Vine.
There you go. That's a good one for number 3. I'm going to take the 2 for 1 here. You took like the 16 for 1 or the 20 for 1.
24 for 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the 2 for 1. I'm gonna go with Doug and Russell over at Animal Kingdom. One that hasn't come back yet, but it will come back because it's such a good one. They meet basically right before you get to the entrance of Tough to Be a Bug, and just a great meet and greet with the 2 characters from Up. Doug has his color on. The video that they do as part of that meet and greet's really cool. So yeah, and you know, when it comes to fur characters, I like really unique ones or very super classic ones. I think there's a kind of a middle ground there that they overdo some of the characters. But Doug and Russell is a great one that you can find one spot, and I don't know that you can even find it in any other parks worldwide. It's at Animal Kingdom, and hopefully it comes back. Braden has a top 3 on this, and these are good. Braden's are really good. So, but I'm gonna go with my 3rd choice, Doug and Russell at Animal Kingdom. You look like you were gonna say something.
So I actually saw Doug and Mr. Fredericks earlier today.
Really?
Yeah. Carl and Doug hanging out together over in Pixar Pier area earlier today in California Adventure.
There you go.
It was actually going to be my number 1, but you just used it as your number 3.
Ah. Little steal there.
Now I have to come up with another one.
All right. Well, let's go to number 2. And before we get to our number 2, if you've got an idea for a top 3 show, definitely go over to the website, patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning, and you can fill out the box in the top right corner, and that will send us your ideas, and we will shout you out on the show if we pick your idea. So definitely go over there, patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning. Okay, Peter, number 2, fur character meet and greet.
So I am actually going to stay kind of in the same realm as my first one, and I am the Garden Grill.
Okay.
For the character meal there. Because Chip and Dale are very, very fun characters to meet, and there's a couple of places that you can meet them. But again, I really love when I can meet characters while I'm also sitting down for a meal. What's this?
There's 3 places you can meet Chip and Dale.
Oh, gotcha. But my favorite place to meet Chip and Dale, because they're always they have very good antics and a lot of fun. But my favorite place to meet them is over at Garden Grill. Fantastic food, wrapped around a really unique area because you're on this rotating restaurant that looks over some of the scenes of Living with the Land, which is just a sort of a classic ride. And you get Chip and Dale's antics, you get really good food, you're, bang for your buck. I really have a hard time when I see a character out in the thoroughfare or in their standard meeting spots. I have a really hard time wanting to stop, especially if I see a line of like more than 10 people, because I don't want to stand there for 15 to 20 minutes to snap a couple of pictures and get a little character hug. So anytime I can build it into a dining, I'm a big fan. So that's going to be my number 2, Chippendale at Garden and Grill.
Yeah, that's a great, and we talk about character dining a lot, and as more and more of the character dining comes back, there are some great places to meet some very unique characters. Some of them, like 1900 Park Fair, people don't talk about a lot, but that's a great place to meet some really unique characters.
I'm going to stab you.
But my number 2, I'm going to go over to Hollywood Studios for my number 2, and I am going to go with, it's called Runway of Dreams, and it is Runway Minnie and Sorcerer Mickey in a back-to-back meet and greet over there. Runway Minnie is in like a 50s era dress, like a pinup dress, and then Sorcerer Mickey is in his Fantasia sorcerer outfit. Again, a couple of great themed rooms, a couple of great meet and greets with characters, and that goes to my side on the classic side of a great place to meet Mickey and Minnie, and a kind of hidden place, because if you don't know that it's necessarily there, you can walk right past it, and it never really commands a huge line. It'll get up to a half hour sometimes, but not much more than that most days. So my number 2, Runway of Dreams, Minnie Mouse, and Sorcerer Mickey. All right, let's get to our number 1s, Peter. Before you talk about your number 1, where can people find you at?
Disneyland. Duh, we just got done talking about it. Disneyland. Cafe Orleans. I'm right here. Come say hi right now.
Yeah.
Just walk up right by the drinking fountain, by the tree. If you walk up right now, I will give you a high five. Nope.
Nope, nobody's coming.
Over on Facebook, type in Princess and the Mouse. You'll find me. We'll talk about your vacation. We'll make it happen. Again, out here in California, making sure I see all the new stuff that I haven't seen in a few years to make sure that I can get you a great vacation out here.
There you go. All right, what's your number 1?
I mean, there's only one right answer. He is a constant appearance in our top 3 segment. So my number 1 for character meet and greet is obviously the man, the myth, the legend himself. I said legend.
Legend.
Yeah, because he's a Wookiee legend. Obviously, it's Chewbacca at Launch Bay is my number 1 meet and greet. Yeah.
Chewbacca is a frequent guest on the show.
I love Chewbacca, and it's just so fun because he actually talks, and so I love going in there and be like, "Woo!" And then like the character will always be like super hype about the fact that like someone came in and spoke Wookiee, even though I know I'm the 14th middle-aged dad that's done it in the last hour, but he always acts so thrilled that it happens. So it's got to be over at Launch Bay. Got to be Chewbacca. And then what's great about Launch Bay in Hollywood Studios is that you can also meet Vader, and you can also meet BB-8 over there as well. So really, and you kind of just mentioned this on your last one, kind of an obscure. People just forget that there's character meet and greets over there. You can go in there and see all 3 of them in most of the time, like a half hour or so.
Yeah. Which
is totally worth it. Plus, you're in the air conditioning, so it's a great thing to do in the middle of the day.
There you go. Yes, Launch Bay is such an underrated thing for Star Wars fans. And like you said, I think people forget that there are the meet and greets in there and that kind of stuff. A couple of neat things about the meet and greets. The BB-8 room is actually RFID chipped, so if you build a droid, your droids will actually interact with BB-8 in that room. if you show your droids to Chewbacca, he'll get down on the ground and play with them with you. I mean, there's a lot of cool things that you can do in those meet and greets. That if you're a Star Wars fan, makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. So, no. Launch Bay is a great one. Chewbacca's a great one. My number one, I'm going to go, and I wasn't going to go outside of the USA parks, but I am going to go over to France for my number one. And it's Phantom Manor Mickey over at Disneyland Paris. Phantom Manor Mickey is such a great meet and greet. Now, a couple things that you have to understand. Their Phantom Manor is basically Haunted Mansion, World's Haunted Mansion, Land's Haunted Mansion. But it has a different timeline and a different backstory to the ride, which is really cool. It picks it up at a different point. Great ride. Great show building. I mean, it's just this old, just menacing house on top of a hill that's kind of overlooking Big Thunder Mountain out there. So it's just a great setup. And then down at the base of the hill to get up to Phantom Manor, there's a meet and greet, and it's Mickey, and it's basically he's in the purple and teal suit like a ghost host. And he's awesome. Top hat. It was a fantastic costume. But character meet and greets over there are very, very different. At World, you kind of go in, you get your couple of pictures. They kind of hit you with your marker as you're getting out of the way to get the next guest in there. In Paris, you got as much time with that character as you really wanted. I mean, we could have stayed there for 10 minutes and taken pictures with that character. And it seemed like people were doing that. So those lines moved incredibly slow. That line moved slow. The one for Stitch up in the front of the park moved incredibly slow. And they would shut those down. So the characters would normally leave about 4 o'clock, and they'd shut the lines down at like 11. They'd have so many people in them. So, yeah, it was just crazy. You'd get up to the back of the line and they're like, no, he's not going to be able to see anybody else today. Okay. That's awesome.
The park just opened.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So great top three from us. I want to get to Braden's. Braden's was fantastic. So, his number 3 was Pluto outside the Poly at Ohana. Then Stitch at Ohana. And then Chip and Dale in their dinosaur pajamas at Animal Kingdom.
That's a good one.
Shannon's Minnie at Red Carpet Dreams, Mickey at Town Square, which is just, I mean, that is just the classic. You can't go wrong. Mickey at Town Square. And then she went with a rare one. Marie the cat will meet over by the barber shop, kind of right before you get to the Emporium. You can always find really weird characters over there if you're looking. So when you come in the park, especially at Rope Drop, look over there to see who's meeting, because there's always... I've seen Little John over there. There's been a lot of just crazy rare characters over there if you're looking for just something you don't have a picture of. So... Any super rare ones that you remember? You go to... like the parties and stuff a lot. Are there any ones that are just like stick out to you?
No, outside of the parties, not really, because it's the parties where you get really cool and interesting ones that are pretty unique. So, I mean, I like Kevin over at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
he's really fun. But no, not really.
No, sounds good. Great top three. Again, we have fun with these top threes. We have a whole catalog of them, so if you did enjoy this one, go back and check out our other ones. This is like the 27th this year we've done. We've done really well on doing top threes this year, so definitely go check those out. Peter, have fun out in California. Be safe out there, man. Can't wait to see some of the stuff you get video-wise. Enjoy yourself. Let me know if you need anything while you're out there.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Have a good night.
Monte Cristo, cheers.
We'll talk to you later. Have a good week.
All right, bye, everyone.
Hey, what's going on? We had Peter with Princesses of the Mouse Disney Travel, and he was live in Disneyland tonight. Great show. We had top 3, talk some news. Check it out. If you're looking for us on social media, you can find us in a lot of places. The easiest is going to be over on Facebook at DPI Podcast over on Facebook. If you're looking for the travel side, like Peter said, at PATM Disney Travel. If you want to talk to us a lot, over on Twitter at Disney Insights, and then we always have the show on YouTube. Thank you guys all for watching, listening, liking, sharing, everything that you do during the week for us. Have a great week, and we will see you